Subodha Vedanta. The text that we will be studying, the main text of the camp, is Subodha Vedanta. So, as usual, there are two words, Subodha and Vedanta. What do we mean by Vedanta? Veda, Anta. Very simple meaning. Veda, Veda, the text Veda. Anta, end. So, the end of Vedas is called as Vedanta. Sanskrit is not a difficult language, okay? Very simple. We know most of the words. So, Vedanta means end of Vedas. What do we mean end of Vedas? So, the topical culmination of the subject matter of Vedas is called as Vedanta. Topical culmination means what? Don't immediately imagine that if Veda is like a textbook, then last 50 pages of that textbook is Vedanta. See, physically it is not at the end. It may not be at the end. But topically, the entire topic that the Veda covers, what is the final topic of Vedas? What is the final teaching? What is the ultimate thing that the Vedas want to tell us? That is called as Vedanta. Vedasya Antaha. So, is Vedanta part of Veda? Yes. Because it is the final teaching of the Vedas. In the Prakarana Granthas, etc., we hear the definition of Vedanta. Vedanto nama Upanishad Pramanam Tad Upakarini Shariraka Sutrani cha. In Vedanta Sara, we see the definition. Vedanto nama Upanishad. Vedanta means Upanishad. Means what? That portion of the Veda which just now we saw is the topically the end portion, topical culminatory portion. That is called as Upanishad. Now, as people who are born in India or who have some kind of connection with Indian ethnicity, these words are not new to us. Veda word we have heard, Upanishad word we have heard, Vedanta we have heard, but we don't know the exact connection between all of them. So, that connection now is become clear. Okay. Now, as we see in other sessions, etc., also Veda, there are 4 Vedas and what are the sections. I am not going to go there at all. Okay. Because that is all for information. Google can tell you. What Google tells, why should I tell? You find out from Google. Vedanta means the topical culminatory portion of Vedas, which otherwise is also called as Upanishad. There are many Upanishads, etc., and that same knowledge of Upanishad is given in many other texts also, then which also are called as Vedanta. For example, Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is not part of Vedas, it is part of Mahabharata. But since it is talking about the same topic that the Upanishads are talking about, Bhagavad Gita also is called as Vedanta text. Same way, there are so many other Prakarana Granthas which also carry the same subject matter, same topic, which are also called as Vedanta texts. So, in the morning we will be seeing Manisha Panchakam, one of the Prakarana Granthas, authored by Shankaracharya ji. So, that also is a Vedanta text. Okay. Now, Vedanta, generally when we also use it as a philosophy, Darshana Shastra. It is of course the end portion of the Vedas, but it is also philosophy. What do you mean by philosophy? In Sanskrit, the word for philosophy is Darshana. Darshana means what? The way we see. The way we see. Sometimes we go to trekking. How many? I think everybody has gone for trekking. Now, when we go there, what do we experience? Now, interestingly, everybody's experience will be very, very different. Some people will say, Veji, we are coming from Mumbai. We are seeing greenery for the first time. We have never seen greenery. Okay, very good. Some people say that, oh, there is such a calm, quiet place. So beautiful. Some people who are interested in these birds, animals, etc., they start observing different kinds of wildlife, birds, animals. Those who are interested in photography, they start to find out camera angles where nice captures, etc., can come. Isn't it? And you know, those who are interested in, they will go there also and do the same. According to each person's perspective, that particular situation will appear like that. Correct? Now you all have come here, such a nice place, you go around, so many trees are there and calm and quiet. You can't, see, tell you frankly, when I came here, after getting posted here, one thing that I felt was that I am not hearing the honking sounds and the sound of cars and bikes all the time. Such a blessing, I tell you. Khargar, you know where is our ashram? You know where was my room? 4th floor. Means what? No distraction. Directly from highway, sound reaches my room. Straight. And Mumbai is a mad city. Night 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock also, all the 5 lanes on one side are filled. I don't know where all these cars go. But full. So then from there suddenly you come here, there is no sound. You will go to Bhagavan Shankaracharya's birth room also and you can actually listen to the silence. You go and try. Suddenly it kind of vacuum is created. Though there are people around, though there are people outside, they will be doing something, some sound will be coming. But suddenly you feel silence. Right? But after having come here, in such a spiritually beautiful, enriching place, what do we do? Depends on us. Why? Each person's perspective. Somebody may say, nice. 7 days I have got away from home. So number one thing, I don't have to cook. That is the best. Always people ask me this question, why there are more women in camps? And I always tell them that it is natural because this is the first time the women find it so beautiful. You just go take plate and food is there. You don't have to go there and sweat and toil and 2 hours, 3 hours listening to everybody's favorite food, etc. Cook and then make and then still even after all that thing, the children will make faces and they will say, what is this? Now here nothing, just take plate, food is there. Some people may say that, no, I am coming from work, so much of pressure is there in the office, etc. Now this 1 week I am going to sleep. Perfect environment for sleep. Even the classroom, see, all the distractions are covered. No, sun is also not coming to distract you. They have put those curtains for that. AC is there, fan is there. Perfect place. The moment Om starts, the last Om begins, I know it is time to go out. Whereas somebody else may say that, we have been attending classes from home, but that doesn't give that kind of feeling. It's a different feeling when we are sitting right in front of you and listening. So it is nice. Each person, according to their perspective, the entire situation appears. So Darshana, philosophy, means perspective. Perspective of looking at the world, looking at the scriptures, looking at ourselves, looking at the Lord, everything. Darshana decides what is the way I am going to look at all these things. And according to that, there are many Darshana Shastras. Many Darshanas are there. Again, I am not going to go into it. Astika Darshanas are there, Nastika Darshanas are there, and what each Darshana considers to be the main point, what is their perspective, what is their understanding about themselves, what is their understanding about the world, about the Lord, about the scriptures. Each Darshana, each philosophy, each school of philosophy differs to each other in small aspects, probably in major aspects as well. So Vedanta, when we say, it is also one of the darshanas, one of the schools of philosophy. It comes under Astika Darshana. Astika Darshana means those who consider Veda to be Pramana, those who consider Veda to be the authority. Whatever is said in the Vedas is true, is authoritative. That is called as Astika Darshana. Within Astika Darshanas also you have two major distinctions, Naiyayikas and Mimamsakas. Right? So those who believe that yes, Veda is a Pramana, but Veda is a secondary means. Primary means is your logic. They are called as Naiyayikas. Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, Yoga, these four schools of philosophy. And then there are two more philosophies, two more schools of philosophy called as Purva Mimamsa and Uttara Mimamsa, which say that Veda is not just authority, it is the primary authority. Means what? Your logic should be in line with the Vedas. If your logic is not understanding what the Veda is telling, correct your logic. So that Uttara Mimamsa philosophy is Vedanta. Purva Mimamsa, Uttara Mimamsa. Both of them, they say that the Veda is the primary authority. Logic is the secondary authority. Logic is also authority, but secondary. Now, Purva Mimamsa say that the first part of Veda is the main. Karma Kanda section of the Veda is the main. Uttara Mimamsa Vedanta philosophy says, no, the Jnana Kanda section, the latter portion of Veda is the main topic of Veda. They may differ into their own perspective of looking at scriptures, looking at the world, etc. That is fine. We don't have to get into all that. But when we hear the word Vedanta, what does it mean? It means the culminatory section of Vedas, which is also called as Upanishad. It also means the philosophy of Vedanta. Now, what is the philosophy of Vedanta? We will be studying in the text. Don't worry about that. That's what is going to be the main topic of both the texts that I will be taking, right? So, Vedanta means that. Now, Subodha Vedanta, the text that we will be studying is called Subodha Vedanta. What is Subodha? Bodha means knowledge. Very good. Bodha, knowledge. Subodha means good knowledge. Bodhum sulabhaha. That which is very easy to understand, that is called as Subodha. In some of your school textbooks also, they will be called as Subodha or Bala Bodha, etc. Isn't it? Subodha Samskrita, Bala Bodha Samskrita, Sulabha Samskrita. All these words you must have heard. So, Subodha means easy to understand. Now, put these two things together. Subodha Vedanta means what? Vedanta that is easy to understand. So, the question comes, Vedji, is there another Vedanta which is difficult to understand? And then there is Vedanta which is easy to understand. You see, whether something is easy or difficult depends on us. Isn't it? Music, easy or difficult? Very easy. Why? Play. Very easy to listen. But suppose you have to sing, then also those people who don't know singing, for them it is very easy to sing. You don't have to worry, you don't know what sur. Sometimes, you go to an bhajans, etc. and then there will be somebody playing harmonium and tabla, and then when you come to sing, they will ask you what pitch you are going to sing. Then you don't know. So you say, I will sing. You find the pitch. That is your problem. I don't know what pitch I am going to sing. I will start. Why? Sulabha. Sangeeta. So there are easy difficulties up to us, how we find. There are people who think that Vedanta is a very, serious subject. Very difficult. For some people, Vedanta is very easy. Also, interestingly, if you see, our subjects that we studied in school, the subjects that we find easy, okay, are they same? No, they are not same. For some people, mathematics is very easy. How many people mathematics is very easy? Ask other people. Ask other people about mathematics, they will say, what is this mathematics? First of all, I don't understand why is there x. Everything starts, let us call it as x. Why? But somebody who likes that subject, he says it is very easy. History, geography, for some people it is very easy. For some people they keep 1942 what happened, 1919 what happened, then 1920 what happened. Something happened, Baba, I don't know what all things happened. Coastal region and then igloo, geography, etc. Some people it is... Now, why do you think the subject that you like or the subject that you think is easy, why do you think it became easy for you? Okay. Probably you had liking for it, interest for it. Okay. Go a little deeper. You understood what they were trying to say. Okay. There was a very good teacher who made it very simple. Correct or no? I always say that how the subject is going to be depends on the teacher. Now we have a teacher here who is our Pujya Guruji Swami Tejomayananda, who is making Vedanta easy for us. That is why we are going to find Vedanta easy. Is Vedanta easy or difficult? There is nothing like that. It is each person's view. But we have somebody who has written this text who will make Vedanta easy for us to understand. Okay? It always is dependent on the teacher. There will be some people, the same session, they will take it in such a way that you start wondering, what happened? That's why many of the things I am not explaining. Why? Because the whole purpose of this text is make it easy. Now if I, while teaching Subodha Vedanta, make it difficult, purpose of Guruji is lost, isn't it? Guruji will blast it. What is this? I made it easy and now while teaching you made it difficult. What is this? So I have not told you what are the four Vedas and what are the sections and how they are classified and what are the different philosophies, what is their Jiva, Pramana, Jaya. There is nothing. Why? Easy. Subodha Vedanta. That's why you see on your book also it is written Vedanta Made Easy. Means what? There are ways by which Vedanta can be made difficult. If you want to learn, join any university and study Vedanta. Take Vedanta as a subject for your MA or PhD. You will never want to study Vedanta in your life. Why? I am not generalizing, some people like that kind of thing also, you never know. But the best way to, get aversion from the subject is to study that subject in a so-called education way. Why? Because they make it so difficult. First session itself, you will not understand anything. And then they will say, this is just the beginning of this. And then they will tell you also, I am coming on your level to explain this. Actually, it is not like that. And you start wondering, on what level? What is happening? Majority of the places that you go to study Vedanta today in India, they will speak in Sanskrit, number one. The whole conversation happens in Sanskrit. Shastra, everything happens in Sanskrit. Then you start wondering, language I don't know. Suppose you know Sanskrit and therefore you proudly go there thinking that I know Sanskrit, I can crack it. You will not understand a word that they are talking about. Why? Because they will talk about Vedanta from the language of Nyaya. And they will start fighting about the word Vat. One small word is there, they will keep fighting for 1.5 hours. You don't understand what was the topic. Where they began the discussion, what is the discussion going on, what is the conclusion, nothing. Why? Suddenly it appears very difficult. But here we have Vedanta which is going to be easy to understand. Easy to understand, not to practice. There is a difference. To understand, easy. Practice depends on you. To understand, it will become easy. That is what we are going to see. So we have in this Subodha Vedanta, we have around 13 topics which will be taken, and let us begin with the first topic, Prarthana, invocation, and then as we go on, what we will try to do is, in each session, we will try to cover one topic. Probably in one session, we will cover two topics if there are small topics. But that is the general structure going to be of the classes. So let us begin. First and second verse, invocation, page number 1 in the book. I will chant, repeat after me. Vaktum Subodha Vedantam Pravritto Hyabudopyaham Kripaya Yasyatam Vande Shri Ganesham Punah Punah Vande Saraswatim Devim Sadgurum Me Mahamatim Sita Sameta Shri Ramam Yachantu Shubhadam Matim. Together. Vaktum Subodha Vedantam Pravritto Hyabudhopyaham Kripaya Yasyatam Vande Shri Ganesham Punah Punah Vande Saraswatim Devim Sadgurum Me Mahamatim Sita Sameta Shri Ramam Yachantu Shubhadam Matim. So before we begin any auspicious work, we always invoke the grace and blessings of the Almighty Lord, of the Guru, so that we will be successful in this endeavor. It is also called as Mangalacharana. Any text of Vedanta you study, it begins with a Mangalacharana. It begins with a verse of prayer. Why? Because we know for anything to become successful, grace of the Lord is required. Without that, nothing can happen. So, we are starting this endeavor. Pujya Guruji is starting the endeavor of teaching Vedanta. We all are starting the endeavor of learning Vedanta. Now, in this endeavor, may there be auspiciousness. May there not be any kind of obstacles. See, nowadays, no? Anything that is related to God, immediately both the eyebrows of all the people are up. What? Why? Why are you starting? Why? It is not a new thing. You see, all sports people, all musicians, all actors, you see any one of them. Sports people, when they are entering into the ground, they will prostrate and enter. True or not? Have you seen? They will look at it. Musicians, before they enter, they will prostrate to the instrument that they are playing and then they will begin. Actors, when they are entering the stage, they will first prostrate to the stage and then they will enter. Why? It is natural. It is part of our culture. And why it is natural? Because it is well known to all of us that only by our effort, success is not going to come. Grace is required. So, before we begin, we invoke the grace. That is what he is saying. He says, Guruji says, Vaktum Subodha Vedantam Pravrittaha. Subodha Vedantam Vaktum Pravrittaha. Pravrittaha, I have been set forth. I have started the journey Vaktum to explain Subodha Vedantam. To explain Vedanta in an easy way. Abudhaha api hi aham. Though I am a Buddha. Abudha means ignorant. A Buddha, knowledge is not there. Though I am ignorant, I have started on this journey of explaining Vedanta in an easy way. Arey, but if you don't know, then why are you teaching? Kripaya yasya. Yasya kripaya pravrittaha. By whose grace I am starting the journey. Tam vande, to him I prostrate, Shri Ganesham punah punah. To that Shri Ganesha I prostrate. What is the point? It is not that Guruji is Abuddha. That is the mark of humility. Vidya dadati vinayam. That is how it is. The more knowledge we gain, the more humble we become. I always remember, and I give this example. When we were studying in Sandipani, different acharyas, different brahmacharis, swamis, etc. used to visit. So once Swami Subodhananji came. Those who are part of Chinmay Mission, they know Swami Subodhananji was a great scholar and great Mahatma to stay in Siddhabari ashram, and he attained Samadhi few years back, but he was a great scholar. I mean, there is not a single Shastra that he did not know. And he used to give references like this in the Shastras, and we will be just stunned. And he will say, get the book, open the book, read. I am not saying anything, just like that. And that is how he used to be. So one day, we were all students, brahmacharinis, all of us were there. So post dinner, we had satsang with Swamiji, Subodhananji, and Advainanji, our Acharya, was also there, and all of us were sitting. And Swamiji said, you can ask questions to Swamiji and he will answer. So we used to ask different people are asking different questions about concepts of Vedanta and some tough topics, etc., some practical tips. Very interestingly, Swamiji will begin the answer by saying, "Jahan tak meri mati bani hai, as much as I understand, I will answer." Oh, you see, that is natural. He doesn't have to say that. Jahan tak unki mati bani hai, wahan tak to hum pahunch hi nahi sakte. But that is how they are. Humility is a trademark of knowledge, wisdom. So, any time after gaining knowledge, if we are not humble, that means knowledge has not gone. They always say, no, empty vessel make more noise. So, the one who says, I know everything is empty. In Marathi also there is a idiom, no? Uthal panala khalkhalat far. Oh, I feel so happy giving Marathi idiom. At least some of you will understand what I am saying. Generally, I speak here in English only. No? Uthal panala khalkhalat far means the water which is on shallow ground, has lot of waves, etc. The water which has depth is quiet. One who has depth in knowledge will not show off. Naturally, he will be or she will be humble. That is what he is saying. Abudaha api aham, though I am an ignorant person, I cannot say that I know everything and therefore I am teaching. No. I know little bit, but by whose grace I am able to do this? To that Shri Ganesha I prostrate. So, very clear from the beginning that it is not because of my knowledge or my expertise or my skill that this whole thing has started. It is by His grace, it is by the grace of the Lord that this noble endeavor has begun. So, I am marking on this beautiful journey of explaining Vedanta in a very easy way By whose grace? To that Sri Ganesha I prostrate. This is the first verse. You see, if all words are clear. Subodha Vedantam Vaktum Pravrittaha Aham Abudha hi api. Though I am Abudha, though I am ignorant, but I have started on this journey of explaining Vedanta in a easy way. Yasya kripaya, by whose grace, tam Sri Ganesham punaha punaha vande. To that Sri Ganesha I prostrate again and again. That is what we do in the beginning of the class also, isn't it? Om Sri Ganeshaya Namaha. Next is Om Shri Saraswati Namaha. Next is Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. See next one. Vande Saraswatim Devim. Next one we are prostrating to whom? We are prostrating to Saraswati Devi. Why? Because she is the goddess of knowledge. Sri Ganesha is also God of knowledge only, but Sri Ganesha has got one more special ability, and that is to remove obstacles. Vigna Harta. Isn't it? So, he is the first, Prathama Pujya. First one that we worship always is Ganesha. Immediately after this we worship Saraswati. Why? Because this is the endeavor of knowledge. We are trying to learn something. He is trying to explain something. So, in each field, you have to worship the expert of the field. Isn't it? You go to this architecture, etc., no, they will worship Vishwakarma. I am not joking. But why? He is the man. We are starting something related to it. If you go to music, etc., also Saraswati or Krishna. If you go for dance, etc., Nataraja. Field expert. That should be immediately prostrated to. So that's what he is doing. Now we are starting on this journey of knowledge. So Vande Saraswatim Devim. I offer my prostrations unto the goddess Saraswati. Then Me Sadgurum. Then to my Guru. Mahamatim. Mahamatim is adjective for Sadgurum. Who is of great intelligence. Mahamatim. To Pujya Guruji Swami Tejomayananda. So Guruji is prostrating to his Guru. So Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswati Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo. Then what? Then the God of my heart. That is what Guruji says. Sita Sameta Shri Ramam Vande. Vande is same word for everything. Sita Sameta Shri Ramam Vande. Then I prostrate to Shri Rama, who is Sameta along with Sita. Now I am prostrating to Shri Rama and Sita. Sita Rama. Why? Yachantu Shubhadam Mati. Yachantu. May they all. Why plural? Because now we have prostrated to Ganesha, Saraswati, Guru, Shri Rama, Sita ji. All of them. May all of them give. Yachantu. May they give Shubhadam Matim. May they give me auspicious thoughts, noble thoughts, noble ideas, so that this Subodha Vedanta can be taught. Now, see, this grace is a very interesting factor. One of the days, if we get a chance, we will have some group discussion on this topic. The topic of Purusha Prayatna, Prarabdha and Kripa. Anyways, in the tomorrow's morning session also, we will be covering some of the points related to that, but it is an interesting topic to have discussion on. Many times this grace is not understood correctly. In many people also who have lot of faith, this concept of grace is not understood. Sometimes people misunderstand to say that I am not getting enough things in my life because there is no grace. Grace is not there. Some people they say, oh, God has got partiality. God is giving him more grace, more blessings than me. Some people say like that also. Some people are also like that who say that there is nothing called as grace. Everything is Cause and effect relationship. You do work, you will get result. But you see, when we look at our own life, we understand that there are many occasions when we put all our efforts but we didn't get the enough correct result. And if we see more carefully, there are many more times when we have not done anything but we got more than enough. In the school, etc., no? Sometimes the teachers are checking the paper, they will not count the marks correctly. You remember? So what will happen is, the teacher will say that please check your total and come to me if there is any correction. No, majority of the people who will go there will be to increase marks. Correct or no? No, there are 3 marks, you only counted 1, 2 extra marks. There are occasions when they have counted it more. We have got 18 out of 20, but they have counted it as 19. Do we go? नहीं, वो गलती से ना मेरा 1 मार्क बढ़ गया है, वो थोड़ा कम करके दो. We say. But if 1 mark, half mark we want to increase, we will go. If you have not yet found enough experiences in your life to understand grace, please do engineering. You will exactly understand what grace is. I was very good in mathematics in school. So I thought I should do engineering. It will be excellent. Then engineering mathematics came, which is nothing like normal mathematics. So I remember I worked really hard for 3 mathematics subjects are there. For the 3rd subject, really hard I worked, and mathematics is a kind of subject, where suppose the answer is right, that means the rest of the thing must be right. I wrote 80 marks paper out of 100, I got 40. And I was wondering what happened. But then in the next exam, I wrote for 60 marks and I got 70. I was more surprised. Then I said, there is grace. God is compensating. Whatever was missed last time, there is no answer. How did you get 70 when you wrote only of 60 marks? The only answer is the paper checker had good mood. उसके वाइफ ने मस्त चाय बना के दिया होगा, उसने दे दिया मार्क. तो पहले टाइम क्या हुआ? Somebody must have scolded him, so he was angry, he gave less marks. There is no explanation. Logic fails. That is when you understand grace. The logic fails. Okay, if you are not in, okay, we all live in Mumbai. Most of us, we are living in city, right? We drive, we go by car, we go by bike, and see, you just think of the way we drive, or we sit with a person who drives in a particular way, we are still alive. Is it not grace? Think of all the times that we should have died. It's a wonder that we are still living in India, where now you are welcome to Kerala, but you don't know what kind of drivers Kerala, these bus drivers are. You have no idea. Literally you have to sit there and say, Ab sopadiya is jeevan, sab bhar tumhare haathon mein. Now surrendered, now whatever, wherever he takes, you go. I am telling you, it's a miracle that we are still alive. Think of all the times that we have eaten all kinds of junk food. Still we are alive. That is what is called grace. We all are here, that is what is grace. Tell me one thing that we have done in our life that we deserve to be here. Nothing we have done in our life that we deserve to be here. Okay, so Vedji, are you saying that everything is just grace? See, grace works when there are sincere efforts behind it. Even in school, colleges, etc., grace marks used to be there. Remember grace marks? In Marathi, in our, at the end of year, that what result comes, mark sheet result comes. We used to call it Prashasti Patrak, Pragati Pustak, etc. That used to be there, no? In very, very beautiful. So they will print it at the beginning, no? For entire school. And then they will fill name and Chi, So, Ku, Kumar, or whether there is a boy or a girl, then put the name, then father's name, etc. They will fill which standard, which class, etc. And there will be very interesting in Marathi, especially in that final, what we call nowadays, what they call as transcript. In that very interesting thing used to be there. हा मुलगा पुढच्या इयत्तेमध्ये गेला / गेली / ढकलला / ढकलली. I am not joking. Means that person automatically went to the next standard or was pushed to the next standard. Those options were there. So the teacher will rub the option which is not right. Why? Because the 35 is passing marks. He has got 33. Now the teacher feels, pavam bechara, 33, de do, 2 marks. So what dhakalla? Pushed. But remember, those grace marks will be there when you write 33 marks right. If you have got 5 marks, they are not going to give 30 marks grace. That doesn't happen. When you put sincere efforts, but fall short, then the grace comes. Grace is there even to reach that effort. Please understand. There is kind of grace required even to put efforts. But when you have put sufficient efforts, but you have not got the correct result, God feels, let you. So grace is not something which will happen without our efforts. It is not that asla hari dil khatlavari, not that kind of thing that if God is there then He should give me here itself. I will not do anything, I will not get up, I will not do my work, but what? Everything should come to me automatically. That's not going to happen. Life doesn't work like that. You put effort sincerely and you are not able to do, then the things will happen for you. Now, next question is God deciding to whom grace should be given? Is God deciding, Are ha, isko de de. Let us give it to this person, let us not give to this person. Is God deciding like that? No, God is not deciding like that. Why? Because that is not God's nature. He can't go against His nature, no? Grace, we can imagine, is like sun. Sun doesn't decide that, okay, this house doesn't pray to me, so I am not going to go here, but I will go to all other houses. No. When sun comes up, light is given to everybody. Now it's up to you. If you are a bad architect and you build your house south-north, east-west is blocked with the walls, then the sunlight will not come inside. But if you make the house in such a way that nice sunlight can enter, you put solar panels on top so that you can save the solar energy and convert it into electric energy, then that the same sun can give so many things. Or we can imagine grace like rains. When rains come, it is not that one particular house is not getting rains, everybody is getting. That doesn't happen like that. Why? That's not their nature. When rain comes, rain comes. Now, it's up to you. Whether you save that water, whether you reuse that water, whether you waste that water, whether you build house in such a way that house also goes along with the water, it depends on you. Rain is not responsible for all these things. Or we can imagine grace like fire. Very bad example to give in Kerala, because it's already so hot. When you go to Himalayas, etc., in cold places, chilly places, winter time, then you will see often on the roadside, there will be a small fire which will be lit. Correct? There will be people all around sitting and taking the warmth of that fire. Correct? Now, who gets the warmth? Who goes closer? You are sitting here, fire is there and you are saying, what is this? I am not getting the warmth. Fire is very bad. Fire is not bad. Fire is not partial. You are far from it. Go closer, you will get the warmth. So we can't sit and say that God is partial and therefore giving grace to few people. No. If you think that you are not getting the grace, that means you are away from God. Go closer to Him, you will experience the grace. Interestingly, more and more we go closer to God, we understand that everything is grace alone. Even efforts we put because of His grace. The prarabdha that we get because of His grace. There are things that we don't get in life, that is also His grace. Thank God, we didn't get it. See, looking at a very small time span, we think that, oh, what is this? I tried so much, but I did not get good. Why? Something better will be there in future. How do you know? There are so many people, I have met also so many people, they missed the local train and the local train had bomb blast. And they immediately say, thank God I missed. I said, now remember all those occasions when you missed and you were cursing God. What is this God? What is this? Why are you cursing God for it? It is by His grace alone that we get things and we don't get things. But sincere efforts will make sure that we get ample grace. Not only we get ample grace, but we are able to experience that ample grace. That's what the sincere effort do. Therefore, what we are doing here, we are first worshipping or prostrating to the God who removes the obstacles, Sri Ganesha. Then we are prostrating to the Saraswati Devi, who is the goddess of knowledge. Then we are praying to Guru, from whom we got this knowledge. And then we are praying to the God of our heart, our Ishta Devata, so that this entire noble endeavor that we have started the journey upon will be successful, and may we have auspicious thoughts, good things that will keep us on the path. That is what we are praying. So you see here, anything good that we are starting, we must pray. We must pray. It is time that we bring all those cultures back in every single thing that we do. You go to schools, you go to colleges, you go to universities, you go anywhere. Before you start the class, you pray. You don't have to take a mic and announce it to everybody. No, you pray. Before exam, you close your eyes and pray or not. Like that, you pray before every class. What is the problem? Before eating, pray. Before starting any journey, pray. That is what is our culture. And we have specific prayers to do at specific times. Yes or no? When we get up, Karagrevaste Lakshmi Karamadhya Saraswati Karamudetu Govindam Prabhate Karadarshanam Samudra Vasne Devi Parvatastra Mandale Vishnupati Namastubhyam Padasparsham Shamaswami. Before we get up and put our foot on the ground, we prostrate to the earth and we say, sorry, we are going to step on you, we don't have option, please forgive us. We pray to the earth and then we step on. When we are taking bath, we pray. Gange cha Yamune chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmade Sindhu Kaveri Jalesmin Sannidhim Kuru. We are invoking all the Sapta Sindhus, all the 7 rivers into that tap water which the municipality has given. You see? That water may be any dirty, whatever it is. The moment you invoke Sapta Sindhu, it becomes so pious. Then what? Then the bath is not just bath, it becomes Abhisheka to the Lord inside you. See? It changes the entire perspective. Before we start the study, we say Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatume Sada. I am starting this Vidya, I am starting this transaction of knowledge, I am studying something, I am teaching something. May the blessing of Saraswati be there. When we are going somewhere, we chant Marga Bandhu Stotram. Marge Bandhu, the God who is our relative, who is our friend. When we are traveling, we pray to that God. Isn't it? Appaya Dikshita's Marga Bandhu Stotram. So every step everything that we do, we invoke the grace and blessings of the Lord so that the whole thing becomes easy. That is what we do before every session. That's why don't take this prayer very lightly. Many people are there, they say, what is that? Prayer, let us start with prayer. Understand why we are doing it. Understand the meaning behind it. See if we can surrender unto that Lord in such a way that only His grace will work and our stupid ideas will not come in between. I am telling you, it's a big thing. So we sit and we pray and then we start. Okay. So same way here also, Pujya Guruji has started the entire text by invoking the grace and blessings of the Lord. Let us chant these two verses again and we will conclude today's session. Together we will chant. Vaktum Subodha Vedantam Pravritto Hyabhudopyaham Kripaya Yasyatam Vande Shri Ganesham Punah Punah Vande Saraswatim Devim Sadgurum Me Mahamatim Sita Sameta Shri Ramam Yachantu Shubhadam Matim. So we prostrate unto Shri Ganesha, Shri Saraswati, Sadguru and to our Ishta Devata so that this entire journey be wonderful and teach us so many things that are required. May we have noble thoughts. Yachantu Shubhadam Matim. May our mind be auspicious, reveling in auspiciousness. May that all be there. Let us have that prayer in our heart and let us continue to study. Now, in the next session that we will be having for this, we will be taking the next topic of Shishya Lakshana. That will be the topic for tomorrow's class. Okay.